Thanks, Courtney. For most of us, spring is sweet relief from this brutal winter, but our next guest knows that it's the season of allergies, and this could be one of the worst.
Joining us now is Dr. Brian Rotskoff, an allergy and immunology specialist during the last... Oh, sorry, I'm over here. He's sweating. He's like, that way. During the last 10 years of private practice, Dr. Rotskoff has developed exclusive expertise in allergy, sinus, headaches, migraines, headaches, all of those disorders. Boy, that's a fun
Morning,
time,
Doctor.
huh?
Yeah,
sure, it's a mouthful, huh?
Yeah. So why is this allergy season supposed to be so bad?
Well, it is going to be brutal. I think what we're seeing this year is a delay in the pollen counts from all the cold weather we've had. But what we're going to see is instead of this normal progression through our pollens, the tree pollen, the weeds, molds, and the grass, we're going to see all the pollen rise and peak at the same time. We're going to get like a pollen storm or pollen explosion, if you will. It's going to hit everyone real hard in a very quick period of time.
All right.
So give us some of the tips, other than medication, that we can do to beat the allergies. Just some general preventative measures.
Right.
You have some of those?
Right, so one thing we can do is avoid the peak pollen times from 5 in the morning to 10 in the morning. So if you're a runner, exercising in the evening is a great way to avoid the pollen.
Oh, okay.
All right.
And keep windows closed.
Windows
I've been saying this for years. Why ever open them?
Yep.
Right?
And shower at the end of every day. That's the other...
Shower, change your clothes, get that pollen off your body.
Okay.
So there's pollen on your clothes you don't even know about.
Sure,
it's just flying on them all the time.
Got to be very careful with that stuff.
Huh.
And then also you can try a nasal saline spray, like ocean spray. Flush your nasal passage out a few times a day. It helps keep the pollen from causing inflammation in your nose.
Does that doesn't do any damage up in there and
it's a little
squirting the water in there? No? No big deal. All right.
And you can do the same thing with your eyes. You have the artificial tears, flushing out the eyes with the pollen. Eye allergies can be a big problem in the spring for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And these are like the individual, so you don't get the germs from the bottle.
Preservative free.
Look
The
at
breathe
that.
white strips work.
Good stuff.
Do they
These
really
good?
work?
I tell you, I started using those a few years ago, and for about 30 to 40% of the people, it helps a lot. I mean, the nasal congestion at night can also help snoring. So if your partner snores, but it can definitely open up the nasal passage.
But it doesn't work for everybody. You just
I'd
have to
say-
try it.
Yeah, exactly. But when it works, it does work well.
All right, the Zyrtec, good?
Great antihistamine over the counter. It's non-sedating for the vast majority of people. If you need a decongestant for nasal congestion, you can take Zyrtec D. Sometimes that can raise blood pressure, so you might want to check with your doctor first. But a very good all-around antihistamine. Zatador is an over-the-counter eye drop. It used to be available by prescription. As
Now
I
it's
said,
over-the-counter?
It's over-the-counter now.
Oh.
2 drops a couple times a day.
I was going to say Zadiator. I wasn't.
How do you know when, like, your allergies are so bad that you should have something done with them? Like, at what point of suffering do you say, okay, I got to go in and get this looked at?
I think when you cross a misery level, for a patient of mine last year, he was taking a key, otherwise a very bright guy, started scratching the inside of his eyeyelid. That's a good time. So we prevented so many eye
You're too
problems.
far down the road at that point.
If
Wait a minute. I can't get past that.
we have better options than the car key.
So his eyelids were itching him so
bad.
badly.
Yeah.
Well, for God's sake, don't you go to a doctor before you start pulling out the car keys.
Yeah,
Sometimes you can't get in right away. You got an itch that needs to be scratched. Trust me, you do whatever it takes.
What is this here?
All right, so these are the skin testing devices we use. We do these individual devices you do on the skin or your back.
Yep.
Yeah.
And within about half an hour, you know exactly what you're allergic to.
But is that 100%,
Sure.
foolproof for all that stuff? I know like for nut allergies and stuff that works. This will work
same
like
thing.
It is.
I'd say it's about 95% or better. Yeah, they work very well.
But what if it's something like, you're just allergic to outdoor stuff? Does it matter if it's coming from the grass or the trees? You're not supposed to go outside then, right?
Well, right. Well, that's why we do the testing, because it helps change the way we treat the symptoms.
Know how to medicate.
Right, because
I
you can have the
see.
same symptoms if it's an allergy or not an allergy. So that's where it helps us a lot. It allows us to determine which medications to use.
Okay.
All right, so once you figure this out, know what you're allergic to, then go to shots, or what are the options?
Well, so immunotherapy is the process we use to desensitize the immune system. So we turn off your allergy, we modify your immune system, turn off your environmental allergies. And we always have historically done that through allergy shots. So you go every week for a shot, which is still a very good option, works very well, up to 90% relief of your symptoms. But there's a new option available that's becoming available, allergy drops, sublingual immunotherapy, where you do the drops under the tongue. So
Now, is that just for outdoor allergies? Or would that work for something like a nut allergy, which is very, potentially deadly, right?
Right. Well, they're investigating that very closely now,
okay.
but not that for food allergies. It's not.
Okay.
So seasonal allergies. So you just take it once a week? Is that the kind of thing?
Well, you do. Well, the shots are every week. The drops you do under your tongue. They're not FDA approved yet, so that's one of the limitations. We're getting there very quickly. They use these in Europe. much more than shots. In the next couple of years, we're going to be talking a lot more about this.
So if you wanted to try those, would you find them in like a drugstore, or where would you get access?
Well, no, the Allergist actually makes it up, just like they do the allergy shots. We're giving you things, small quantities of things that you're allergic to.
All right, for more on allergies, you can visit Dr. Brian Rotskoff's website, clarityallergycenter.com, and he has 2 Chicago offices. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks, Brian.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you for having me.